So this is it. The final ever trailer for Stranger Things has just been released, and even though it wasn't as bulky as what we had for Volume 1 and Volume 2, it provided enough for us to see that Hopper could potentially be coming face to face with Vecna. The merging of the worlds is about to begin, and the evils of what the group have experienced are going to shape how they stop Vecna. So with that, let's just dive into the final trailer ever and break it all down. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers on the first 2 volumes of Season 5. So the trailer opened up with a shot of the Hawkins lab inside of the Upside Down, and whilst the last thing that we saw in episode 7 was the group going in the back of the truck, this wasn't that. We saw several different cars headed towards the lab, which is where we know Dr. K has a base, so it makes me think that the military are going to be heading towards there to get the group, as they're aware that 11 is going to be heading towards that direction. So this implies the group are going to not only be fending off the merging of the Abyss with Hawkins and the destruction of the Upside Down, but they're also going to be in a battle with the military as well. The first line of dialogue was spoken between Hopper and 11, a relationship that's had a key focus throughout this season, and I do genuinely believe that it could be building towards Hopper's death. Hopper's been fearful of losing 11, so it makes me think that if anything has the chance of hurting her, he'll go all father figure on her and sacrifice himself in order to protect her. Hopper said to her, "I need you to fight one last time." Hopper looked as though he had tears in his eyes, and that's most likely because he doesn't want to put her in harm's way. However, with the fate of the entire world being on her shoulders, he knows that she needs to do it. At this point, I don't think he's going to know about the plan that Carly has for the both of them to stay behind when the Upside Down gets destroyed with the exotic matter, so he'll be none the wiser at this point. There was then an amazing speech that Hopper said to her, which was intercut with scenes from Season 1 right the way through to the most recent season. He said, "Life's been so unfair to you. Your childhood was taken from you." As this was said, we saw a clip of Will when he was taken, and we also saw a clip of Dr. Brenner standing and looking over at 11, which connected to her childhood being taken from her. Hopper then said, "You've been attacked and manipulated by terrible people." As he was saying this, there was then a shot of Nancy and the group in Season 2 preparing to fight, and also the group in the shopping mall in Season 3 fighting off the Mind Flayer, which connected to him then saying how they've been attacked. Then there was also a shot of Brenner walking hand in hand with 11 and Max being claimed by Vecna, which showed the manipulative arc. I also think Carly ties into this piece of dialogue too, because she's almost trying to manipulate her one final time, so it's one final obstacle that 11 will need to overcome. Then, when he said terrible people, it cut to one of the most intense looks that Henry Krill could have had in his eyes, which occurred following the Hawkins Lab massacre. Hopper then said, "But you never let it break you," and as he said that, it cut to 11 being hugged by the group in Season 1, and Will also being hugged in the most recent season. This showed how the core togetherness and friendship that everybody had was what allowed her to have her true strength. His speech then concluded with him saying, "Fight for the days on the other side of this. Fight for a world beyond Hawkins." This is the line that got me the most because it showed the grand scale of what this event actually means. It's no longer just Hawkins, it's the entire world. With there being scenes going all the way back to Season 1, it does make me think that this finale is going to have a strong connection to where it all began. So maybe does that mean the Mind Flayer could potentially return? Alongside all of this, there was a scene of 11, Carly and Hopper walking through the lab that was covered with tendrils that are connected to the hive mind in the Upside Down. This is as they were searching for the sensory deprivation tank for 11 to get in. 11 is going to be going in there, so she can most likely locate Vecna and aim to get inside of his mind so that she can ultimately find him, allow the group to rescue the children, and end up killing him. This would end Vecna's reign of terror for good. Then the group could enter the Abyss and rescue the people that he's taken. This is also where Carly's ulterior motives might be revealed, and we could see Hopper fighting with Carly in one way or another because she wants her to sacrifice herself, and Hopper definitely won't want that. There was then a shot of Dustin looking out into the distance with the lightning striking the tip of this hill, and to be honest, this could be him looking at the fact that the military could be heading towards them. An army of demogorgons, bats and dogs could be coming towards them too, or because it's such a wide shot of the distance. I wonder if the Mind Flayer could end up being revealed and emerging from this mountain. Now, I know I keep going on about the Mind Flayer, but I just don't see a world where it doesn't come back and connect all the way back to Season 1. It's almost been ignored by the showrunners, and I feel it can't be forgotten about. As well as this, we also saw a shot of Vecna in his lair within the Abyss and the pulsating heart beating above him. This has actually got me theorizing about something. It was mentioned in the stage play The First Shadow how Henry Creel always wanted to find a way to control the Mind Flayer but was never able to. However, what if he was actually successful in doing so when he was sent to the Abyss by 11 in Season 4, and the pulsating heart is that of the Flayer? So I wonder if the group is successful in defeating Vecna, could the Mind Flayer essentially be freed, and that's when this there that seems to resemble the Mind Flayer's structure could be reawoken and cause a secondary threat for them. Maybe the Abyss doesn't completely get destroyed, and maybe the Mind Flayer just gets trapped there with no bridge to the real world anymore. The beating heart just made me think of that theory slightly. The next shot that we had was of the Hawkins lab beginning to explode, which makes me feel like the military are going to launch an attack. There was that one shot of Dustin that we've seen so many times, which makes it seem like a death could be on the horizon for a character. Judging by his reaction, one would imagine that it's Steve, but I don't know. I just don't know if Steve's going to kick the bucket. There was then a shot of Mr. Watson transforming into Vecna inside of his mind, which makes me feel like he's going to end up revealing himself to the children that he's gained the trust of. Maybe because of Holly, or maybe because the group is going to find a way of penetrating his mind. We then had the most haunting shot in the entirety of the trailer, which was Vecna appearing behind Hopper. Could this be the time for Hopper's death? Well, it might be. With there being smoke everywhere and it looking like there were flames in the distance, plus paired with the fact that Hopper was holding a weapon, it makes me think that it's during the battle with the military, as I feel the group are definitely going to be fighting a battle on both fronts. Hopper could potentially die here, or is this going to be the beginning of the epic battle that we could potentially see between Vecna and 11? After this, there was then a shot of Max, 11 and Carly, and I'm guessing that this is going to be Carly projecting some kind of vision. There's no reason for that strange lighting and also curtains to be miraculously opening whilst they're all standing there. Along with this, there was all of the group on top of the tower, which we know is a part of the plan, because as the Abyss merges with the Upside Down, they're going to use that as a way of climbing through into the Abyss and rescuing the kids. This is a truly striking image. The rifts and cracks with red emerging through it were utterly horrifying. Dustin said, "Mother of God," and that was probably the perfect way to describe it. The final line in the trailer was, "Let's end this, kid," as Hopper put 11 in the deprivation tank. I've been saying for a while now that it feels like Hopper's character isn't going to survive the finale, and to me, this trailer put a lot of focus on the both of them, something that the most recent volume didn't really do. But with that being the case, and with Hopper most likely fending off the military, Carly, and judging by this trailer, also Vecna, a Vecna that uses people's fears against them, what if he's cruel enough to show him Sarah? It could drive him to a point of anger that we've not seen him have before, and he might lose control, which will enable Vecna to potentially kill him. Or maybe even Carly if he finds out about her manipulating 11 into staying behind. Either way, I don't think it's going to end well for him. Season 5 Volume 2 wasn't as good as it should have been, and it ended in a way that was very underwhelming. What I will say though is that this trailer has genuinely got me excited for what's on the horizon. Volume 1 was amazing, and the way it concluded was incredible. Volume 2 was below par. But with the Duffer Brothers being responsible for the entirety of Stranger Things, and then giving us incredible seasons like Season 2 and Season 4, I hope that this ending is not only something that's amazing to bear witness to, but it's an ending that us fans deserve. It's been 10 years, let's just hope it's worth it, because I'm not ready to complain about an ending that's bad. I want to be excited, in tears, and just happy that a show that I love has gone out in the best way possible. In 48 hours, I guess we'll know, so I'll see you on the other side. So, there you have it, the final trailer ever for Stranger Things Explained. If you want to see more videos on Stranger Things Season 5, then check the playlist below, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future videos. How do you think the show will end? Share your thoughts in the comments. As always, thanks for tuning into the video, and I'll see you in the next one.